take 3. This is going to be the fun one because the second one was super informative and we feel like I thought it was fun. But me as an English major, Cassie was just all like listening to it and be like, no.
She was so professional and I wasn't, and I didn't even answer the questions.
She kind of answered it. I was just like, hey, Cassie, what'd you think about this? And she was just like, you covered it.
I would be like, well, the color is blue.
Alrighty, so we're going to do take 3, so this is going to be much more fun. We're going to have some wine, and we had some s'mores earlier, which hopefully you will partake in sometime this week when we do our book club meeting, which is going to happen, you guys. I'm so sorry for the delay. As you see, it's raining. It's actually looking pretty sunny right now.
It's actually a beautiful day
It's supposed
outside.
to be raining today.
But things happen. Things happen, we understand. But it needs to happen. Come on.
Okay,
Wine.
so you ready for this? Okay, we practice this. I'm making her do this. She hates me. Okay, welcome to
Reading with...
I was gonna say I'm thinking of many things. Welcome to ready? Ready? She's ready. Welcome to Reading with a Twist. Woo! Alrighty, so we were before in the take 1, we were sitting in the chairs having a nice conversation about the book, which Kazzi did not like. She was just so like, that conversation blew. Like, I was answering the questions, but they weren't fun. Okay, so we're going to do it
behind the scenes style.
We're going to do behind the scenes style where we're up to front with you. We're not editing that out, which we probably should. I just discovered iMovie, you guys. It sucks. I don't know how to do it. I'm not technological savvy at all.
We're not technological savvy.
Alright, so we're going to touch base. We're not going to read the questions like we were earlier, where we were just so like, so this happened. What do you guys think? We're just going to say our general thoughts on the book, and then we leave the questions for the book club.
Which I think will be a better idea, because then we actually leave stuff to talk about.
We can get your input, because that was one thing we were struggling with before. We were like, we don't know this, but this is what we think, and I would love to hear what you guys think, because we're so confused on some things. Which I do want to leave a little disclaimer that there's major bloopers in this video.
Major bloopers.
So,
things will be said.
No children. Do not have children involved. There is wine. And I think wine's fine.
I'm just kidding. Wine is alcohol.
We had this other wine before that was called like raspberry sherbet, and Kazzi made me throw it out because she said it tasted really gross. So we submitted it for caramel apple. So hopefully we're gonna get some homemade wine. So I'm excited for that one for our book club meeting, because I've never had homemade wine.
When? Where? Who?
One of the people bringing homemade wine.
What?
So homemade wine. Alrighty. Okay, you guys, so first question. Well, actually, I thought it was a good one. So the significance of the title, I'm thinking of ending things. So I, unfortunately, do not have the book in front of me since I loaned it to a friend. So I'm going to, like, go off what we remember. So hopefully I don't get anything wrong. But if I do, Kazzi over here is my slapper. She's going to smack me. She's probably not. Okay, she did. Alrighty. So
straighten up, Regan. We can do
it. If you have the book in front of you, it's going to be like, I'm thinking of anything, so it's going to be scratched out in several spots. Like, you know, it's like, I'm thinking of anything. Nah, I'm not. I'm thinking of anythings. No, I'm thinking too. So it's just all like, it's personalized the book, because as you guys know, she's going on a trip to her parents with her boyfriend. Not her parents.
His parents with her boyfriend.
Kazzi, you explain.
Whom she's thinking about breaking up with.
It's just like
throughout the whole car ride.
Why go on a trip? Like, that seems pretty like, I'm gonna meet your parents, but I'm probably gonna break up with you along the way. But this might be awkward. So I don't.
Yeah, that would be like a hard thing to think about.
As a girl, that's one thing I had trouble with. I was just like, why go on this trip? But you realize that she's not thinking about ending things. She was all like, well, maybe I can work this out with this guy. But
she's like, well, we are on this trip, and
I know, she's all like, we're gonna meet his parents. Like, she's all excited, but at the same time, she's like, I'm thinking of ending things. Like, when you're with, it's like being with a really awesome guy that's just like, it's not you, it's me. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, she was thinking of reasons too, like, that she was gonna tell him that she was gonna end things. She's like, it's me, I'm not ready.
I think it was also because she was kind of like, well, how are we going to enhance each other? Like, what is our future going to be like? And that's like one of the main things she was thinking about. So And she was constantly going back and forth because they were having good conversations, and then they would have challenging conversations, and then there would be things that they would talk about they wouldn't like, but she's going back and
Well,
forth.
what did she not like about him? Like, I don't remember her stating anything that she specifically did. She said that, it's not you, it's me, like, it's all her. But at the same time, she was like, I'm thinking of ending things with him. Like, what were her reasons?
I think
I don't
her
think she
reasons.
gave any.
No, I think she said something where she felt like, he wouldn't quite be the best boyfriend for her. Something along those lines where, she could see a future with him, and she wanted to be with him because they were so compatible. But I don't know, female. I don't know.
It's just like when you're with
Females
a guy.
don't know females.
When you're with a guy and you're just all like, I'm thinking of ending things with him, but at the same time, these things are coming on in the back of your head. You could be having the worst relationship ever, but he could do that one nice thing, and that's all you could think about. And I think he did that to her. She was saying one time she got a headache, and he came and she told him to bring him some, bring her some Tylenol or something, and he ended up. She's like, oh, he's gonna forget. He always forgets these things. And it's just like a guy thing. But he ended up bringing it. But instead of just giving her the Tylenol, he wrapped it up in a little napkin so to keep it safe. And he was just like, oh yeah, here's your Tylenol. And she was like, that's the most thoughtful thing ever. Which to me is a little why wrap it up in a little napkin? But she loved that.
Yeah, she liked it.
Yeah, she really did. I don't understand why. I was just like, would you like being handed a? I guess it puts a little more thought into it. It's like wrapping a gift versus just giving it to them. Being like, here's your gift. Even though you know what it is. Open it.
But I think the title also expresses the psychological layer beneath.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The book. I don't know, everything just has a point. It's not there for no reason. So the X'd out title and then it being written again, even the image on the book, I don't even remember it, but
it's a forest, I think. Oh, I wish I had it in front of me.
But it was all kind of displaying the summary of the book, and so
Give them a major
extremely important and creative of them to make the title that way.
What what I liked about it is the whole time, I think maybe 6/8 of the book you're thinking, I'm thinking of ending things, is her thinking of ending things with her boyfriend, which is what we initially had thought too. We're like, oh, she's gonna think of ending things and everything, and she's probably going to end things because it says on the title. But then you realize it goes a lot deeper than that. In the end, it's actually him thinking about ending his life. And the girlfriend, although she did exist, was never his girlfriend. It was just some girl he met in the bar and never had the guts to get a number for. So she kind of came into his storyline as the girlfriend. So it was just one of those endings, what did I just read? It's not I'm thinking of ending things on a superficial level. It's a much deeper, meaningful level.
She was also experiencing throughout the story, she was getting these calls by an unknown person, and it would be I think she said it would always be at 3 o'clock at night.
Witching hour.
And, but then it evolved from that. He started calling so frequently and, multiple times during the day, and it would be with Jake, and, sometimes she would hand the phone to him, and he'd pick up it, and it would be, wrong number.
I know, and why she's actually on the trip with him, she's talking about these calls because she gets one and she's like, oh, it's another call, and she doesn't tell anyone about these calls, which I'm just as a girl, I would be like, I would have blocked that number. I'd be like, this is creepy. But she doesn't do it because she's all like, well, they're not threatening calls. Do I have to tell someone about these calls?
Dude, I'd be so upset.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you answer the phone and you talk to me. I even with telemarketers.
She's so mean to telemarketers.
Actually not.
She's just take me off your calling list. And I'm just all like, how do I block this? I don't want to be mean to them, but I just...
They're being mean to me by taking my phone number from the do not call list and then calling me.
You're not on a do not call list.
I do. There's actually national.
Is there really?
Yeah, there is. Put your number on there.
Telemarketers.
And tell
What's
them,
the website?
Tell them.
Telemarketer.com. Do not call me.
No, it's the do not call registry. I think.
Okay, I'll be sure to join that one. But as we were saying, like, she's getting these calls not from a telemarketer, but from like a creepy guy trying to disguise his voice almost like an old woman, and he's giving her this riddle, which, forgive me, I do not know off the top of my head, but it's a really weird riddle, and he keeps saying it, but he won't talk to her in person. Whenever she answers it, like, he's always like, oh, wrong number, or something like that, or hang up. Like, he only wants to leave voicemails for her. And as she's on this trip with her boyfriend, they keep getting increasingly creepier. Like, you know, the more background noise rather than like you hear water going, and it's almost like he's in a warehouse, and you're just so like, what is happening, and why isn't she telling anybody? These are questions you're just so like asking yourself as you're reading it. But she makes a point. Like, I think at one point her boyfriend does she does give it to him and make him answer the phone, and he just goes back, oh, he's like, oh, wrong number.
But at the same time, like, on the car ride, he's kind of like insisting that she call.
Yeah,
because she's saying that her friend is calling her.
Why would you lie about that? A creepy guy is calling me. Please,
I don't know.
Please help me out of this. Like, especially if it's your boyfriend. That's something you would tell them.
But also, if she's thinking about ending things with him, then, like, it wouldn't be as important. And, like, it would just be like, well, we're not going to be together that long anyway. Like, why does he need to know? But, like, it's kind of getting weird because throughout the book, you're trying to figure out who the caller is. It's like, well, it kind of sounds like Jake because Jake said this thing.
But it couldn't be Jake because she's with him while the calls are happening. But maybe it's like, major blooper. Like, how do I say?
This whole video is a blooper.
You
should have read the book by now. Come on.
No. Okay, so what ends up happening is at the end, I'm thinking of anything, is you find out the guard never existed. It's all him. Mm-hmm. So this never happened. So if you were to assume that these characters were just aspects of him, it's just so, like, who is the caller in this scenario? Like, if the guard is just like what he wants to have happened, like his future that he never had, and his parents are the people who he.
If the characters are all supposed to be aspects of Jake, then I think it's safe to assume that the caller is also an aspect of Jake, because it's like a wake-up call. He's like trying to tell himself, like, hey, you need to bring yourself back to reality.
Yeah, because he's urging her to answer the phone, and then when he answers it, he just gets like a wrong number. So it's more like
it's not Jake trying to talk to Jake in the fantasy. It's Jake trying to talk to his creation of this girl, and like because
like this fantasy world almost, and be like, no, this isn't happening. This is what's happening. I'm actually like. And you know what the creepy part is? The girl is going, like, when they actually get to the farmhouse, she keeps recognizing things. She's all like, I recognize that picture. She's like, I think that's me. And then she's all like, that's impossible. That can't be me. So it's just
that was weird.
Yeah, he gives her little clues. And it's just all like when I was like, she sees, like, for instance, at the end when she sees like a little tiny blue shirt, I think it was. Was it a shirt?
Yeah, it was a scrap of a shirt. And she's like, this is mine.
She's like, I don't know where, but this is mine. And I was just all like... I didn't really take much into it. I was just all like, that's weird. She keeps seeing like herself into things. Like, I was like, is this like a weird creeper guy who was stalking her since childhood and just like kept pieces of her? I was like, I thought it was gonna be like a Stockholm Syndrome story, almost like he takes her captive, but that's not what happened whatsoever.
What also confuses me is that there's the part where they're at the farmhouse and she goes into Jake's room and she sees these drawings that are of like up close things, and she also notices that there's a photograph of a girl, and apparently it's like his crush, but she had blonde hair, brown hair, something like that.
Oh yeah, she was like, she talks to him about it.
But like, you never figure out who she actually is.
You really don't. Like, I think he tells you somewhere along the story, like, 'cause she didn't even ask him. She was just like, yo, who was that girl in your room and everything? And what did he say to that?
I think he said like, oh, it's just like an old girlfriend.
Yeah, like
we broke up because she got too crazy.
Why have your picture in your room? Maybe it was just like one of those girls that could have been, not could have been. Like, does she exist if this is a fantasy world? I feel like his farmhouse was real. His room was real. Like, he was describing that from his memory. Like, all these people are real. That's the crazy thing. Like, everyone really existed. It's just like what they actually do. That's the fabrication. And
because the parents existed it's just noted later on that they've been dead for a long time.
Yeah, and that was a lot of questions that I did receive, was the italic section. Like, after every chapter, you have, like, 1 or 2 pages of italics, like, kind of being in the present. And at first, like, the first one, I think, was them describing a body and everything. It was a body found in the school, and they were, like, everyone was horrified. And then you fast forward to, like, a police conversation talking about, like, the body, and then, like, oh, I didn't know he would ever do that. We didn't think he was like that. And when I was reading the book, I was just like, oh, they're talking about them finding the girl's body. She's dead. I'm reading about her death, but what are you doing? I wish you guys could see this. Do it. I dare you to do it. Please do it.
Wait,
do it.
I gotta see if I can do it.
Oh, this is gross. Okay, do it.
Okay, I'm gonna spill it.
Do it. Go. No, please don't spill that in my room. With her toe.
Wait, you couldn't see it.
Okay, do it. Keep it straight. Keep it straight, woman.
You can. It's just, like, not enough in there.
Okay. Should...
I can't read you, Regan.
You know, I got it like that. Agile. Where was I? You distracted me. I think I was talking about... I totally forgot.
The farmhouse.
The farmhouse. No, I wasn't. I was talking about the little italic section. You weren't even listening to me. You were trying to... Okay, the italic section, yes. Like, and then you realize later on, like, you know, it goes between a police... You lost me. Okay, we're going to talk about that in the book club, because that is a major debate question, or talk conversation, because it actually reveals little puzzle pieces along the way, and you piece it together like a fun mystery. It's not a mystery, it's more like a thriller, but it feels like one at the end when you try to, like, be like, what just happened?
I think we're going to talk about all the characters and, like, their importance and, like, what they gave to the story, because there's a lot of strange incidents that happen, like them going, was it Sonic or Dairy Queen?
They went to Dairy Queen, my favorite ice cream place, destroyed now forever because it's so creepy. Like, yeah, that was that. They saw that girl there. Maybe that was her in the picture. Like, 'cause she warns her. She's all,
yeah,
like,
she was warning her, saying, like, you need to get out of
that's
here.
like the creepiest thing ever. Like, imagine going to Dairy Queen and one of the workers come out, or kind of like, I think she had like scratches or something on her hand.
No, she had like sores. She was having the same symptoms Jake supposedly was having.
That's right. So she was like part of his personality.
So yeah, every
and everyone was laughing at her. I think, like, all the other people were so mean. Like, they isolated her from the conversations, and she came out all sad looking, and she saw her and she was like, she couldn't take her eyes off the main character, and she was just all like, and finally she came up to her and she was like, and she's like, are you okay? She's like, I'm worried for you. And that's like, I think that would be the most, like, scariest thing ever, to go to Dairy Queen with your boyfriend and have someone be like, I'm worried for you, when they look like they need help, but they're worried for you. It's just, I want to talk about this so much.
There's
so much to talk about.
So much to talk. Every single page had so much importance and so much to give to the story. It wasn't just like stuff trying to pass the time. It was actually so psychological, like all the encounters and everything. Everything was so important. So you gonna make it now?
Fine.
But we only have like one chocolate bar left. We ate them all.
We had a lot of s'mores before this started. It was pretty bad. I was trying to figure out how to work iMovie.
I had 2 of them.
Alrighty, so another deep question that I didn't realize until I ended the book and I was looking over the questions was the character is unnamed. The main character has no name throughout the book, and I didn't even notice that because it's told in first person. Like, it's always I and you and everything, and I never thought, like, she doesn't even have a name.
Yeah, I think it's because,
it's
like,
so well written.
You adapt yourself so quickly to the character, like, you become the character, and, like, by the time you get to the end where she's, like, going through this like, terrifying part in the story, like, you feel like you're her.
Yeah, like
that's what I felt like.
I felt like that too.
I felt like I was stuck in that place,
like,
that school with her, and, like, just hiding from my boyfriend.
But you don't know. You don't know it's the boyfriend. You think it's the janitor, which ends up being him.
But later she finds out that it is, because she's like, "This is Jake's shoe."
But no, she thinks something happened to Jake. Okay, so what happened?
But then, those like, after she realized, like, very shortly after she found his clothes, she realized, she's like, Jake didn't get captured.
No, she thinks he left. So what happened was they go in front of the school because Jake's all like, oh, I want to show you my school and everything. And she's all like, but it's cold. I want to go home. Like, at this point, she's already resolved. She's like, I'm going to break up with him. Like, she's like, it's just how to do it. But she really wants to get home. That is her
Dude,
thing.
I would too.
I know, it's cold. She's all like, and he's going out of his way. He's going through all these back roads. It's snowing outside. And they go to the school, and he goes out to throw away their Dairy Queen cups. And he goes to the trash can, he stops, and he's like about to drop it in, and then he does it, and he puts it down, and he walks behind the school. And she's like, what is he doing? And everything. And then
he took the keys, by the way. So
he left the keys the first time. He left the keys. It was the second time he took the keys. Like, I would have been outed. No, I wouldn't have ditched. But I would have been thinking about it. I would have been like, oh gosh, I could go now. He's creepy. But no, he comes back and he actually, like, she starts thinking how attractive he is. He's just like, oh, he's just like, that trash I saw was actually just rock salt. I had to go all the way in the back, and he saw this truck sitting there, and it kind of, like, fazed him a little bit. But he came back, and he was just like, and then they started making out, because she was like, oh, he's attractive. I thought that was random. I was like, okay, random. And then he freaks out. He's just like, he saw someone looking at them from a window, and he was just all like,
well, he also called that one girl's name. Like, he started.
Oh yeah.
No, she wanted to get home, and he started like being all like filling up on her, and she's like, Jake, I kind of want to get. And
I didn't even think about that.
Then she's like, oh, okay, I'll let this happen. And then he calls her name, and she's like, whoa.
I know, and then he freaks out because he sees someone looking at them. And then he's just like, no, that's wrong, that's a pervert. And she's like, you know how girls are like, oh no, don't get involved. And the guy's all like, no, macho. He's like, I'm gonna fight. He's like, I'm gonna fight. And he runs off in the school. And she hears all these like fighting noises, and I think she hears a thud. And then she starts getting worried, so she follows him. And
no, I don't think she heard fighting noises.
No, she heard a sound. I don't think, maybe it wasn't fighting noises.
I think she saw something like by the window, but then it wasn't there anymore. And
like she heard something, and then she was starting to get worried, and she was actually thinking about walking back, which is probably what I would have done, but it was snowing, and the elements would have gotten to her. So she actually decides to go find Jake, and she goes into the school and everything, and that's when she sees the janitor, which is a pretty, like, descriptive. I wish I had the book in front of me so I could describe it. He's like,
that's so scary.
Yeah,
the way it was described.
Yeah, he's wearing a mask, and he's just like, he starts walking or spider like almost on the floor. Like, that personally is one of my scariest parts in horror movies, is when human people start walking like spiders. I'm like, get that out of here. That's scary as, like, how can you twist your body like that? I don't know.
It's like that one video that's gone viral, just like that one guy, he just like crashes on the floor and he's like all backwards, and it's just like, stop. Okay, you're not human. You're obviously possessed by the devil. Get out of here.
So that is the scene that she was presented with, and she freaks out, and like I think anyone would. She wants to get out of there, but the doors are locked. And then she's like, I think she's screaming Jake's name, but then she realizes that could call the weird spider guy over to her, so she stops doing that, and she looks out the window, and the car is gone. And so she assumes that she was left and forgotten, and then Jake made her run for it without her. And so I would have been pretty mad at that point. But she's locked into a school with a crazy janitor guy. So what comes next is reading material. Pretty intense stuff.
We'll talk about it later.
I know, we're coming.
In the book club. Lots of intense stuff.
There's so much intense stuff. Like, what happens? Like, and there's so many things to talk about. And please, like, if you have questions, please post them, so that'll be something we can also talk about, or how this video is, because we are thinking about putting it on YouTube. If that is a bad idea, please tell us, so we don't do stupid things.
Let us know that we look like idiots.
This is our first video. Alrighty, so hopefully it does get some views, at least one I will be happy with. And please tell us your thoughts on the book, because there are a lot of questions in here that do need answers, and I would love answers, because there's so many things that left me like, what just happened? It's like a volcano in your mind with questions, and then like all these little things that could put it together, and you think you had it, but could also mean this.
Yeah, I didn't realize some things until I talked to Regan about it. I'm just like, oh, that makes sense.
It's like that could happen. Like the visit with his family is something we're gonna cover with the book club.
I know. I think that's important that we
That
talk
is
about.
so, that's the central
so
moment of the book.
confusing.
And then we also want to talk about the basement. She does, it's a horror movie in the making. She walks into the basement, like, why would you do that? He tells her not to, there's nothing down there. And she sees something down there. She's all like, there is something down here in this basement. Let me check it out. Which turns out not to be so smart of an idea, because what she sees down there kind of scares her. What are you doing? Are you intently?
Dude, look at Batman's eyes.
Oh, they're red.
But they're turning blue, too.
Stop doing that. Okay, alrighty. This was our break club video. Okay, if you want more, please
comment below. If there is a comment below.
There's probably not going to be. There's not a lot of commentaries happening here.
I know. Why don't you guys comment?
I know. We're so cool. We'll be your friend.
We have wine and s'mores.
We have so many s'mores.
Is that not enough? Tell us what you want.
Well, I can't wait for our book club meeting, which is going to be posted, as you know where. But please give us your thoughts and comments, and I will see you upcoming week with regards to more questions of mysteries of the book and how we can help solve them. All right, bye viewers and people like you. Stop.